Welcome inside Kresge Gymnasium for a video stream of Albion College men's basketball. Perhaps the most eagerly awaited basketball game, a home opener in quite some time at Albion College. The Britons 2-1, coming home to take on Earlham College, also 2-1. I'm Bobby Lee, Albion's Sports Information Director, and I'm happy to have you aboard for our video stream tonight. Albion coming off victories over Ohio Wesleyan and Capital. The Britons taking down Ohio Wesleyan by 2 and Capital by 5 last weekend. And it's the first home game since the passing of sophomore Zachary Winston. The students all wearing purple t-shirts with the words "One Albion" across the chest. And then across the back on the shoulder blades it says Winston 5 in memory of Zach's jersey number. Earlham College comes in at 2-1. The Quakers started the season with victories over Adrian, 102-94 in overtime, and Denison, 56-49. Earlham was stopped earlier this week by 14th ranked Wabash College, 85-72. Last season, Albion was 11-0 in games decided by 6 points or less, and Albion continued those trends last weekend. James L. Davis Jr., he had the game-winning basket against Ohio Wesleyan. He took a sideline inbound pass, dribbled to his left, got a half step on his man, and he pulled up from 18 feet for the game-winning basket. Quentin Armstrong delivered a career-high 22 points against Ohio Wesleyan, and Caden Ebling has been really good. He added a double-double of 19 and 11. Then against Capital, James L. Davis had 23 points. He was 6 of 12 from the field. Cortez Garland added 11 points and 3 assists, 3 steals. Caden Ebling chipped in 12 points and 8 rebounds. So if you're ready now, let's give you tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting Quakers from Earlham. A guard, a senior, standing 6'3" from Gary, Indiana, Kenneth Stalling Jr. Another guard, standing 6 feet, a junior from Muncie, Indiana, Jamel Barnes. Another guard, 5'8", a senior from Crown Point, Indiana, Blake Bonin. And then in the front court for the Quakers, a 6'6" senior from North Manchester, Indiana, Cheney Zolman. And a 6'5" senior from Crown Point, Indiana, John Sacaleros. So one more time for the visiting Quakers. In the backcourt, it's Stalling, Barnes, and Bonin. And then the front court of Zolman and Sacaleros. Albion, under the direction of Jody May in his 12th season at Albion. The Britons will counter with Cortez Garland, a 6-foot sophomore guard from Detroit. Josh Pallow will get his first career start, a 6'2" first-year student from Howell, Michigan. And James L. Davis, a 5'9" junior from Ypsilanti. And then the front court, 6'5" junior from Nashville, Tennessee, Quentin Armstrong. And 6'4" junior from Shelby Township, Michigan, Caden Ebling. So one more time for the Britons. The backcourt, Garland, Pallow, Davis. The front court, Armstrong and Ebling. As the Britons return to the court to finish their pre-game warm-up. Looking at Albion statistically, three players averaging in double figures. Ebeling at 15.7 points a game. Ebeling shooting 68% from the field. Quinton Armstrong chips in at 13.7 points and 8 rebounds a game. And then James L. Davis at 13 points a game. Davis also leading the Britons in assists with 9. Conversely, for the Quakers tonight, you have Jamel Barnes. He averages 21 per. Cheney Zolman chips in with 13. Blake Bonin at 12. Kenneth Stalling with 12. The Quakers, a hot shooting ball club, shooting a shade better than 46% from the field. The Quakers are 74 for 159 from the field. If you'd like to make our broadcast interactive tonight, I invite your email. You can send email to B-as-in-boy, L-E-E, @albion.edu or webcast @albion.edu. We'd love to hear from you tonight. So send your email, again, B-as-in-boy, L-E-E, @albion.edu or webcast @albion.edu. The Albion men's basketball team will hit the road Tuesday night. The Britons will be at Heidelberg in Tiffin, Ohio. The next home game for the Britons, December 1st, a week from Sunday. The Britons take on the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. The Albion women's basketball team this weekend. Games tonight and tomorrow. The Britons taking on Hiram tonight. Game scheduled to start at 8 o'clock, so hopefully we'll have some in-progress information to share with you as the night progresses. So when the clock hits 0, we'll try to hand it over to our public address announcer, Jake Maas, who will welcome the fans with the MIAA sportsmanship statement. And we'll have a moment of silence remembering Zach Winston, the national anthem, and the introduction of the starting lineups. As the teams retreating to the bench, and one of the things I guess to look for tonight is, can Albion handle the emotion of playing at home? Can Albion handle the emotion of the recent events? And those will be answered over the next 2 hours. Haven't seen this many students at a November home men's basketball game in quite some time, as the bleacher is packed tonight. As the teams take their place on the court, let's hand it over to our public address announcer, Jake Maas. Bobby Lee back with you from Kresge Gymnasium. We get set for the tip of this non-league men's basketball game. Earlham comes in to take on Albion tonight. Public address announcer Jake Moss will introduce the starting lineups in just a moment. One more time for Earlham, the guards: Kenneth Stalling, Jamel Barnes Jr., and Blake Bonin. The forwards: Cheney Zolman and John Secaleros. Albion counters with guards: Cortez Garland, Josh Pallow, and James L. Davis. The forwards: Quinton Armstrong and Caden Ebling. As the crowd continues to grow here at Kresge Gymnasium. The swim and dive teams are in action in Crawfordsville, Indiana, the mid-season invitational meet. And we'll try to give you some updates about how the Britons are doing throughout the night as well. The swim and dive team has had 2 home dual meets recently, and the final home dual meet of the season, January 31st. So the Britons getting ready again. They had this big mid-season invitational, and then swim and dive will take a little bit of a break. Told you Josh Pallow making his first career start for Albion tonight, as he was just introduced to the crowd. Looking at the early season MIAA standings, Hope, the only undefeated team at 2-0. Albion 2-1. Kalamazoo 2-2. Olivet 1-1. Adrian, Calvin, and Trine all 1-2. And Alma is 0-2. So the starting lineups have been introduced. We're almost set for the tip-off here tonight. Saw that we lost our video feed for just a moment, so I'll be monitoring that throughout the night. Caden Ebling for Albion and Kenneth Stalling Jr. for the opening tip tonight, as the crowd continues to grow at Kresge Gymnasium. The opening tip goes to Albion, and Cortez Garland will bring the ball into the front court. This is Quinton Armstrong. He'll turn and face the basket and get the ball back to Garland. Garland gets past Stalling. This is Davis for 3. Off the back iron, but Quinton Armstrong is there for the offensive rebound. Armstrong, second chance basket is good. A good possession and a foul. The foul was charged to Blake Bonin, his first, but it's still Earlham possession. And not sure why there wasn't a free throw assessed as well, but this is Earlham's first possession. A layup try by Zolman, no good. Albion clears the rebound. Pallow for 3 from the corner, bingo! Josh Pallow, the first-year student from Howe, knocks down the 3 from the corner, and the Britons off to a 5-0 lead. Blake Bonin puts the ball on the deck for the Quakers. A three-point shot by Barnes, no good. And Caden Ebling the rebound. The long outlet pass to Garland. Garland pushing, shooting off balance, and good! Cortez Garland got the friendly bounce. Timeout Earlham. 18:39 left in the first, and Earlham takes a 30-second timeout. Bobby Lee back with you from Kresge Gymnasium after Earlham calls the early 30-second timeout. This is Barnes, surveys his options. He'll put the ball on the deck, stop at the free throw line. The jumper no good. Cortez Garland clears the rebound. Garland to Ebling to Davis as the Britons swing the ball and get it to Armstrong at the low block. Armstrong goes to work. His shot no good, and he's called for the offensive foul. Quentin Armstrong put his shoulder down, and he's called for the offensive foul. 7-0 Albion, yet to play 2 minutes here at Kresge. Barnes hands it off to Stalling, and the Quakers will reverse the ball to Bonin. Bonin sends it to Zolman for three, and that's good. Cheney Zolman puts Earlham on the board at 7-3 Albion. Quentin Armstrong to James L. Davis on the left wing. Davis down to Ebling on the baseline. Ebling, a couple dribbles, 3 dribbles, 4 dribbles. Ebling, layup is good. 4 of the 5 Albion starters have scored. It's 9-3 Albion. Barnes stops, layup, no good by Sekalos. The rebound to Ebling, and then the foul on Sekalos. Just a frustration foul by Sekalos. And Albion with the ball and a 6-point lead. Cortez Garland sheds, and an easy pass to Quentin Armstrong for the layup. Quentin Armstrong has 4 points tonight, and the Britons lead 11-3. Zolman hands it off to Barnes, and this weave action, and almost a steal by Quentin Armstrong. So the Britons have some foul trouble as Quentin Armstrong picks up his second foul. And here comes Justin Maccabee, a sophomore from Lansing, as Quentin Armstrong picks up his second foul with 16:44 left in the first half. Justin Maccabee will guard Zolman. Zolman puts the ball on the deck, but he can't get past Maccabee. So he heads it back out to Stalling. Now Bonin. Bonin dribbling with 8 on the shot clock. The shot by Zolman no good. Sakaleos there for the rebound. Another shot by Bonin. That's good. Blake Bonin gets it to rattle home. It's 11-6 Albion. As Garland dribbles. Maccabee to Palo. Now to Ebling. Ebling guarded by Zolman. Ebling, hook shot, good. Caden has 4 in the early going. The Britain lead is 7. Barnes to the top of the key. Over to Bonin. Bonin, baseline drive, and he's bumped by Cortez Garland for the foul. Albion's 3rd team foul. As Earlham will go to the bench. Connor Hubbard checks in, replacing John Sacaleros. For Albion, MJ Barnes replacing Cortez Garland. Baseline out of bounds for Earlham. That's Barnes. He stops at the free throw line. Kick out for a 3-point shot. It's good from Kenneth Stalling. 3 3-point baskets for Earlham tonight. It's 13-9 Albion, 15-26 left in the first. Maccabee, Barnes to Ebling. Ebling guarded by Hubbard. Layup is good. Caden Ebling with 6 tonight. The Britain lead is 6. Barnes to Hubbard. Hubbard will shoot over Barnes. No good, and a foul on the rebound. The foul to Kenneth Stalling. That's his first, team second. The Britons with the basketball and a 6-point lead. This is MJ Barnes, and he'll dribble once and swing the ball to the other side. Here's Caden Ebling. Ebling, and he's fouled by Hubbard. Hubbard picks up his first, and Caden Ebling will go to the line to shoot a pair. Caden is a 77% free throw shooter this season, 13 of 17. Caden has 6 points tonight. Make it 7. The Britons started with a house of fire with a quick 7 points. Caden makes both. He has 8 points tonight, and that's the Albion lead at 17-9. The Quakers find Bonin, but a quick closeout by Barnes. Then the pass to the baseline, and the layup by Stalling, no good. Ebling clears the rebound. James L. Davis quickly to the front court. Palo for 3 from the corner. Bingo! And a timeout called by Earlham. 14-16 left in the first. It's Albion 20, Earlham 9. Bobby Lee back with you from Kresge Gymnasium in Albion, where the Britons are shooting 87% from the field to build a 20-9 lead over Earlham. Bonin dribbling to the free throw line. Kick out pass to Zolman for 3. No good. He misses everything. Josh Palo the rebound, and then a whistle away from the ball. Devin Holmes, actually, a flopping call. Must be charged to Albion's Justin Maccabee. So Blake Bonin So Blake Bonin makes both free throws. Albion with possession. Devin Holmes has checked into the Albion lineup. He replaces Maccabee. Ebling at the free throw line. Hands it off to Davis. Davis back to Ebling. Ebling will get called for the offensive foul as he knocks over Blake Bonin. Ebling picks up his first. So Albion will send Jawan Perry and Cortez Garland into the game. So the Albion guards right now are Garland, Barnes, and Perry. And in the front court, you have Holmes and Ebling. 20-11, Albion on top. Blake Bonin dribbling at midcourt. He's guarded by Barnes. This is Stalling. He's guarded by Garland. Into the corner to Bonin. Bonin dribbles a couple times, and Earlham to the other side of the floor with 7 on the shot clock. And the Britons trip Jamel Barnes. Devin Holmes picks up the foul, his first. Earlham brings Thomas Sanborn off the bench, a senior from Crown Point, Indiana. 13-12 left in the first. It's Albion 20, Earlham 11. A baseline out of bounds for the Quakers. 6 team fouls for the Britons, so Earlham could be shooting for a long time here in the first half. Barnes to Bonin for a long three. Good. Blake Bonin has 8 points tonight for Earlham, and the Quakers down 6, 20-14. Ebling, baseline pass to Perry. Good. Nice dime there by Caden Ebling to Jawan Perry. Perry driving the baseline and gets the pass from Ebling for the layup. Blake Bonin gets a screen, the pick and roll, but the Quakers don't use it. Settling for the three-point shot from Jamel Barnes. Barnes knocks it down. 5 3-point baskets for the Quakers. 22-17, Albion on top. 12 minutes left in the first. Devin Holmes puts the ball on the deck. Cortez Garland pops out for 3. Off the front iron. Caden Ebling secures the offensive rebound. The foul goes against Blake Bonin. That's his first. Justin Maccabee returns to the game, giving Caden Ebling a break. Caden gets his first rest of the night 8 minutes into the game. Albion baseline out of bounds. Devin Holmes, kick out to Perry. Perry back to Holmes. Holmes turns to face the basket. Holmes is fouled by Sacaleros. Sacaleros picks up his second. And Devin Holmes will go to the line. Devin Holmes is 1 for 1 at the line this season. Devin averaging 2 points a game, and Devin makes the first. Connor Hubbard back in the game for Earlham as Secaleros will take a seat with foul trouble. Devin Holmes goes 2 for 2 at the line. The Britons lead 24-17. Cross-court pass, and Thomas Sanborn bumped by M.J. Barnes, and the Quakers are going to go to the line shooting the 1-and-1. 11:44 left in the first half, so the Britons are going to have to live without fouling. Thomas Sanborn is 4 for 4 at the line this season. The Quakers, a 78% free throw shooting squad. Sanborn, a senior from Crown Point, Indiana. He makes the first. A 6-point Albion lead, 24-18. Sanborn makes them both. Substitution. Kenneth Stalling returns to the game for Earlham, replacing Thomas Sanborn. So for Earlham, you have 4 of the original starting 5. Connor Hubbard is in place of John Secaleros, who has foul trouble. Devin Holmes at the free throw line. Puts it on the deck one time. Wanted to find Juwan Perry doing the baseline again for that layup, but that time intercepted by the Quakers. Devin Holmes with the steal. Holmes layup, good! Devin Holmes with 4 tonight. The Britons lead by 7 with 11 minutes left in the first half. Bonin. That is Barnes. Barnes' pass intended for Zolman goes out of bounds. The Britons have a mass substitution, bringing Palo, Davis, and Ebling back in the game. Garland and Holmes stay on the floor. Baseline out of bounds for the Quakers. To Zolman, and then the handoff to Barnes, who will dribble into the center of the court. Barnes gets a screen, and then the pick and roll, the layup to Connor Hubbard. Caden Ebling never saw the pass to Hubbard, as Hubbard set the screen for Barnes, and then the pick and roll for the layup. Davis from the free throw line, off the back iron, no good. Bonin, the rebound for the Quakers. Midway through the first half, Albion leading Earlham by 5. Bonin puts it on the deck. A 3-point shot by Zolman, no good. Palo, the rebound. Davis, the nifty pass to Holmes, but his layup blocked by Hubbard. The Britons had the right idea running in transition, just could not finish. Blake Bonin, guarded by Garland. The screen by Hubbard. Bonin, layup, no good. Scramble for the rebound. It'll be a team rebound for Earlham. Justin Maccabee back in the game for Albion, replacing Devin Holmes. Want to say a special hello to Jay Bard. And Jay, I love you too. The layup is good by Stalling. He has 5 points tonight. And Earlham is as close as it's been since the opening minute of the game. It's 26-23. Davis for 3. Bingo! James L. Davis with the 3 ball from the wing. Zolman back to Barnes. Baseline drive, blocked by Davis. The outlet pass to Palo. Garland, baseline drive, his shot blocked by Hubbard. Here come the Quakers. 3-point shot by Barnes is good, and he was fouled. Jamel Barnes, his second 3-point basket of the night, and he was fouled by Josh Palo. So Earlham has a chance to edge even closer. Jamel Barnes came into the game averaging 21. He has 7 so far tonight. The Albion lead is 2, 29-27. 8:35 left in the first. Davis losing the handle in the lane. Layup no good. Ebeling there for the rebound. Ebeling gets the second chance. Caden in double figures with 10 tonight. And the Britons lead 31-27. Britons need a stop now on the defensive end as Stalling dribbles to the middle of the floor. He'll pop for 3 off the back iron. Long rebound goes off Jamel Barnes, and the ball will go over to Albion. With 8 minutes left in the first. Want to say a special hello to Alan Aronson and say congratulations to his son, Mitch, on his All-MIAA First Team Award in football, as Ebeling is called for a travel. The All-MIAA football team released on Tuesday, 9 Britons gaining awards, one of those being Mitch Aronson, the defensive end from Holland Christian High School. He was a first-team All-League pick. Back to the action on the floor. Jamel Barnes will put the ball on the deck. Baseline drive. He got around Palo, and the baseline drive is good. Jamel Barnes has 9 tonight. The Britons lead by 2. The Britons have not trailed tonight. Maccabee is fouled as Cheney Zolman got a little antsy on the pass to the free throw line. Zolman picks up his first, team number 6. 7:12 left in the first. James L. Davis accepts the sideline out of bounds. To Barnes for 3. Off the back iron, spins out. And the rebound corralled by Zolman. Earlham a chance to tie or take its first lead of the night. This is Bonin. To Barnes on the left side. Barnes sizes up Palo. The shot blocked by Palo. Maccabee the rebound. James L. Davis will bring the ball up. Davis to Ebeling, and Ebeling fouled by Hubbard, so Hubbard picks up his second, and the Britons will go to the line. Ebeling has 10 points tonight, and he's already knocked down a pair of free throws. Want to say hello to Robert Jones watching tonight. Ebeling misses the front end of the one and bonus, and Earlham again has an opportunity to tie or take its first lead of the night. Want to say hello to Tyson May. That is head coach Jody May's brother, as the tip by Connor Hubbard off the nifty pass by Jamel Barnes. We're tied at 31 with 6 minutes left in the first half. MJ Barnes to Maccabee. Maccabee down low to Ebeling. Ebeling reverse layup is good. Caden Ebeling with 12. The Britons maintain the lead at 33-31. The Britons have not surrendered the lead tonight, but they could here on the three-point basket by Jamel Barnes. He has 12. The Quakers take a 34-33 lead with 5.5 minutes left in the first. This is Davis from the free throw line. Off the back iron, no good. And the rebound corralled by Barnes. Albion started the night shooting 87% from the field, but the Britons have cooled off since, and Earlham hitting three-point baskets, but Kenneth Stalling loses the handle, and it'll be Albion basketball on the turnover. Cortez Garland and Devin Holmes return to the Albion lineup, replacing Davis and Ebling. Cortez Garland across half court. Devin Holmes will set the screen to Maccabee on the baseline. Back to Barnes and Palo. Garland with 10 on the shot clock. Maccabee will face the basket. He'll fire off balance, no good. Rebound by Zolman. Albion was late in the shot clock and settled for an off-balance shot by Justin Maccabee. Bonin to the other side of the floor is Stalling. Now Barnes with 9 on the shot clock. This is Bonin with 8 on the shot clock. The pass to Zolman. Now Stalling. Nice closeout by Holmes. But the shot is good. A 2-point shot by Barnes. He has 14, and Earlham has its largest lead of the night at 3, 36-33. Garland from the free throw line. It's good. Cortez Garland has 2 baskets tonight. Barnes will be picked up by Holmes. The pass to Hubbard. The kick out. This is Zolman. The Quakers will reset with 10 on the shot clock with Barnes. His shot is an air ball, and the ball goes back to Albion. And Jamel Barnes is visibly upset, saying the ball was tipped. And Jamel Barnes is hearing it from the Albion student section. Albion had substitutions at the dead ball as James L. Davis and Caden Ebling returned to the lineup. So on the floor for Albion, you have Ebling and Holmes in the front court. The back court of Garland, Davis, and Barnes. Garland to Davis. Davis, a leaner, no good, but Davis is fouled with 3 minutes left in the first. Cheney Zolman picks up his second. 3 Quakers, all with 2 fouls tonight. James L. Davis, a 76% free throw shooter at the line for a pair. And he makes the first to tie the score at 36. The second by James L. is also good. The Britons reclaim the lead at 37-36. A 4-0 run by the Britons to get the lead back. Barnes hearing it from the Albion student section. He gets the screen from Hubbard. Stalling has the ball taken away by James L. Davis. Down to Ebling. Ebling double teamed. The kick out to Davis for 3. Off the back iron. And Devin Holmes, the offensive foul. Devin Holmes picks up his second foul. And Earlham will go to the line shooting the 1-and-1. Cheney Zolman has 3 points tonight, and he'll be the shooter. Cheney Zolman shooting 70% from the line. Want to say hello to Craig and Ann Rundle in Huntsville, Alabama. Glad to have them aboard tonight. The first free throw, no good, and Devin Holmes corrals the rebound. 2.5 minutes left in the first. MJ Barnes for three, off the front iron, no good. Jamel Barnes clears the rebound for Earlham. Blake Bonin across center. Jamel Barnes dribbling. Cheney Zolman picked up by Devin Holmes. Lots of contact, but no foul. Barnes to Hubbard. Hubbard loses the handle, and Caden Ebling. Long pass to Garland. And Garland is fouled by Yusef Carpenter. Yusef Carpenter picks up his first. Carpenter, a junior from Douglasville, Georgia. Cortez Garland will shoot a pair, where he's 3 for 3 at the line this season. 1:55 left in the first. Well, Cortez Garland misses the first as it spins out of the rim. Thomas Sanborn returns to the game for Earlham, replacing Cheney Zolman. Cortez Garland has 4 points tonight, make it 5. The Albion lead is 2 at 38-36. This is Bonin. He gets a screen from Hubbard. Bonin gets a bounce pass off to Barnes. Barnes to Hubbard. Hubbard layup is good. The Britons are going to have to figure out that pick and roll to Connor Hubbard, as he has 6 points tonight, all layups, and most of them off the pick and roll. The alley-oop to Caden Ebling. Caden couldn't get the touch layup as Caden fell down to his wallet. No call, however, and Earlham has a chance to take the lead with a minute left in the first. Bonin, the three-point shot is no good. Thomas Sanborn tried to keep the ball in play, but he passed it instead to Cortez Garland. James L. Davis to Ebling. Ebling out to Barnes, but Barnes mishandled the basketball. Cortez Garland over Hubbard, no good. A foul is charged to Connor Hubbard, and that's his third. So that will send the Britons to the line for 2 more for Cortez Garland. He was 1 for 2 just a moment ago. Want to thank Giovanni Mendoza. He's our cameraman tonight, as Garland, the first free throw, goes down and out of the rim. Justin Maccabee returns to the Albion lineup, replacing Devin Holmes for the final 38.8 of the first half. The second free throw by Garland is good. Garland is 2 for 4 tonight. The Britons lead 40-38. As Bonin launches the three-point shot, in and out. Cortez Garland with the rebound. James L. Davis, the Britons will hold for the final shot of the half. As James L. Davis with 4 on the shot, on the game clock. Davis the long three, bingo! And the Britons have the lead at halftime. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Bobby Lee back with you from Kresge Gymnasium in Albion. We're at the half. Albion leading Earlham 42-38. Albion held the lead for 15 minutes in the first half. Earlham for 8. And the other 2 minutes, the score was tied. The score was tied 3 times. The lead changed twice. For Albion, Caden Ebling with 12 points. He's 5 of 6 from the field. He has 6 rebounds. Albion shooting 56% from the field. That's 15 of 27. Earlham was 7 of 15 from 3-point range, just a shade less than 50%. Jamel Barnes leads all players with 14 points and 6 assists. Blake Bonin chipping in with 8 points for the Quakers. 6 off the bench for Connor Hubbard. And that was a big lift after Cheney Zolman went out early with 2 fouls. For Albion, James L. Davis has 8. He was 2 of 7 from the field, but 2 of 4 from 3-point range. 6 apiece for Cortez Garland and Josh Pallow. 4 for Quentin Armstrong and Devin Holmes. 2 for Jawan Perry. Don't forget, the Britons hit the road Tuesday to Heidelberg University. That's in Tiffin, Ohio. A 7 o'clock tip. And then it's Thanksgiving. The next home game, December 1st, a week from Saturday. That's against the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. So I hope you'll make plans to join the Britons after Thanksgiving. Earlham going to send its original starting 5 back on the floor. That's Zolman, Sakaleros, Stalling, Barnes, and Bonin. Awaiting for Albion to emerge from its huddle. Albion also goes back to its original starting 5. That's Armstrong, Ebling, Garland, Pallow, and James L. Davis. Earlham will start the second half with possession. Earlham shot 45% from the field, 47% from 3-point range. The crowd settles in. Here comes the second half from Kresge Gymnasium. And the inbound pass to Blake Bonin, and away we go. This is Stalling. The 3-point shot by Bonin, in and out. And Quentin Armstrong called for the hold on the rebound as he was holding John Sakaleros. Armstrong picks up his 3rd. Actually, they're calling at an intentional foul for the arm bar. So that will send Zolman to the line to shoot 2. Zolman misses the first off the front iron. Justin Maccabee hustles off the bench for Albion as Zolman makes the second. It's 42-40. Or 42-39, I'm sorry. 42-39 is the correct score. as Earlham has possession of the basketball with 20 on the shot clock. Zolman gets the baseline out of bounds. Maccabee standing straight up. And an offensive foul called to Zolman. His third. So Albion's first possession of the second half. The Britons lead by 3. Palo will set the screen for Garland. Palo, the pass to Ebeling. Ebeling shooting over Sekaleros for the basket. Ebeling with 14. The Britons lead by 5. Bonin across center to Zolman. Bonin to Sekalera, or no, that's Zolman. And Zolman, another offensive foul. Zolman picks up his 4th, and quickly off the bench for Earlham is Connor Hubbard. We've played a minute in the second half, and Cheney Zolman, 2 quick fouls, giving him 4 for the night, and he'll take a seat. Replaced by Connor Hubbard. Britons lead by 5 and have the basketball. Cortez Garland dribbling. Josh Palo dribbling. Maccabee for 3. Bingo! Justin Maccabee, his first basket of the night. Barnes to the other side of the court to Bonin. Bonin gets a screen from Hubbard. The ball knocked away by Davis, but Bonin recovers, and the Quakers with 8 on the shot clock. Hubbard and Justin Maccabee is going to be called for the reach-in foul, and that time Albion had the pick and roll to Hubbard down pat. That time Maccabee called for the foul. Barnes to Stalling. Stalling drives down the middle of the lane for the layup. Kenneth Stalling has 7 points tonight for the Quakers. Albion's lead is 6 at 47-41. Maccabee thought about it and decides to go to Ebeling. Ebeling working against Connor Hubbard, and Ebeling the layup. And Albion leads by 8. Bonin gets the pass to the baseline for the jumper by Sekaleros, and he scores for the first time tonight. 49-43 Albion, 17-28 left in regulation. Ebeling with his back to the basket. Now Davis. Davis layup, high off the glass and good. James L. Davis with 7 tonight. Or 10 tonight for James L. actually, as I misplaced my 10 tonight for James L. This is Barnes for 3 from the corner. No good. The rebound tipped to Stalling, and Stalling gets the layup. Timeout on the floor called by Earlham, a 30. 16:50 left in regulation. It's Albion 51, Earlham 45. Bobby Lee back with you from Kresge Gymnasium. Caden Ebeling spins around Hubbard. Layup is good! Caden Ebeling with 18 tonight. And we have a man down on the floor. That's Jamel Barnes. Albion leading by 8 as Jamel Barnes holds his ankle. And we will take a break while the Quakers tend to Jamel Barnes. So we return to action at Kresge Gymnasium as Jamel Barnes is helped off the court. He's replaced by Thomas Sanborn. The Quakers with the basketball, down 8. This is Bonin. Bonin as the pass to Hubbard. Hubbard and Ebeling going to battle. And the over-the-back foul called against Hubbard. He picks up his 4th. Caden Ebeling had the box out. And Hubbard picks up his 4th foul. Elijah Galloway, a sophomore from the Bronx, checks in for the first time tonight. Galloway has only played 1 minute this season, and he's going to get some big minutes for the Quakers right here with the front court in foul trouble. Ebeling to Garland. Garland in the lane. The short jumper. And he gets the roll. Cortez Garland with 8. The Britons lead by 10 with 16 minutes left in regulation. Stalling faces the basket. He's guarded by Palo. The shot, no good. Ebeling the rebound. Britons quickly across center court. This is James L. Davis for 3. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound by Stalling. Bonin for 3. That's good. Blake Bonin has 11 tonight, 3 3-point baskets. The Britons miss a 3, Earlham makes a 3, and it's a 7-point ball game. As Earlham has gone to a 2-3 zone to try to neutralize Caden Ebeling, but Cortez Garland knocks down the 3. Cortez with 11. The Britons lead by 10. Bonin, kick out pass, and Bonin gets the basketball back. Bonin stripped by Ebeling. Davis. Garland for 3. Off the iron, no good. And Justin Maccabee couldn't get the rebound. Another fresh face in the game for Earlham, but will have a timeout. 14:27 left in regulation. 58-48 Albion. Bobby Lee back with you from Kresge Gymnasium in Albion. Earlham coming out of a timeout with 14:27 left in regulation. A.J. White is in the game for the first time tonight, as is Tariq Eldosugi. This is Bonin. He'll put the ball on the deck. He sends it over to Sanborn under the basket. The shot by Sekaleros is blocked by Armstrong. It's Albion basketball. Palo puts the ball on the deck. Armstrong, baseline. He'll put the ball on the deck. Spins around Sekaleros. He misses the shot, but Sekaleros picks up his third foul. 13:53 left in regulation. Quinton Armstrong, a 69% free throw shooter. Quinton has 4 tonight. And the first hits off the back iron, and it's no good. Second free throw, also off the back iron, no good. So that's just as good as a turnover, as Earlham does not surrender any points. A.J. White handles the basketball to Bonin. Bonin in the lane, no good. Jawan Perry the rebound for Albion. James L. Davis overshoots his intended target, Quinton Armstrong, a turnover. So the Britons coming away empty on the last 2 possessions. Bonin for 3. He knocks it down. 4 3-point baskets for Blake Bonin tonight. He has 14. The Britons up by 7, 58-51. Justin Maccabee to Armstrong. Armstrong working against Sekaleros. Armstrong, good, and he is fouled! Quinton Armstrong with his first points of the second half. Sekaleros picks up his 4th foul. 12:48 left in regulation. 3 Quakers in the front court. 4 fouls apiece. Quinton Armstrong missed a pair from the line just a moment ago. He'll go to try to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play. Free throw good. Quinton Armstrong has 7 tonight. A turnover by the Quakers. Albion takes over. The Britons lead by 10 with the basketball. Armstrong, he's guarded by Galloway. Davis, he's guarded by White. Back to Armstrong. Armstrong backing Galloway, the shot good. For Quinton Armstrong, that was like taking Elijah Galloway's lunch money. The Britons up 12 with 12 minutes left. And a steal by Jawan Perry. The pass intended for Galloway. Jawan Perry, the blocking foul against Blake Bonin, his second. As Earlham will go to the bench, Jamel Barnes and Yusef Carpenter return to the game. Elijah Galloway on the court, as is Jamel Barnes and Thomas Sanborn for the Quakers. Jawan Perry will go to the line shooting a pair. He's 500 at the line this season, 3 of 6. First free throw is good. Frank Felix checks into the Albion lineup for the first time tonight, replacing Josh Pallow. Felix, a junior from Chicago. So for Albion on the floor, you have Garland, Perry, Armstrong, Maccabee, and Felix. The second free throw, no good. The Britons lead by 13, 64-51. Sanborn puts the ball on the deck. He's cut off by Maccabee. The ball comes back out to Barnes. Barnes, a three-point basket. Jamel Barnes has 17 tonight, and that cuts the Albion lead to 10. Garland gets the screen from Armstrong. Maccabee pops out. Perry to Armstrong. Armstrong, kick out pass to Felix. No good. Jawan Perry, the tip in. Jawan Perry tips back in the miss from Frank Felix, and the Britons lead by 12. Barnes dribbles to the top of the key. He's guarded by Felix. The pass to Bonin for the long three, no good. Felix the rebound. Perry puts the ball on the deck. The layup, no good. Perry tips it back, no good. And the rebound comes out to Barnes. Jawan Perry playing above the rim tonight. Blake Bonin puts the ball on the deck. A lazy pass to Barnes, and Elijah Galloway missing the layup. Midway through the second half, Albion has extended a 42-38 halftime lead to 12 points at 66-54. Quinton Armstrong fouled by Elijah Galloway. This will send Albion to the line for the 1-and-1. 17 fouls for Earlham. Quinton Armstrong with 9 points tonight. Quinton 1 of 3 at the line. Kenneth Stalling and Cheney Zolman return to action for Earlham. A 1-and-1 for Quinton Armstrong. Quinton makes the first. That gives him 10 for the evening. Caden Ebling set to check in for Albion after the second free throw. Up to 74-75 concurrent viewers now. I want to thank you for watching. The second free throw by Armstrong is good. Ebling checks in, replacing Armstrong. Again, if you'd like to check in with me here at the game, send your email to B as in boy, LEE @albion.edu. Looking across the floor, I see Austin Thompson, the graduate of 2019. Glad to see Austin in attendance tonight. As Barnes trapped, so the Quakers kick out to Carpenter for three. Carpenter, line drive three, no good. And the rebound by Zolman, his layup no good. And then the foul charged to Justin Maccabee, his second. This will send Cheney Zolman to the line to shoot a pair. First free throw by Zolman is good. Cheney Zolman should be 2 of 3 at the line tonight. He makes the second as well. Tarig El-Dasugi checks into the Earlham lineup, replacing Cheney Zolman with those 4 fouls. As Earlham picks up the pressure in the backcourt, but Albion able to break it with Cortez Garland. Cortez will dribble to the middle of the floor. And a foul charged to El-Dasugi. His first, that will send Caden Ebling to the line. Cheney Zolman will check in, replacing El Dasugi. So Earlham already playing offense and defense substitutions with that foul trouble. Caden Ebling at the line for the 1-and-1. 9:19 left in regulation. Ebling makes the first. Connor Robertson finishes second for the men's swim and dive team in the 200-yard individual medley as Ebling hits the second. The Britons lead by 14. Ebling with 20 tonight. The Britons lead 70-56 with 9 left in regulation. The pass intended for Zolman too high, and Caden Ebling the steal. Jody May sets the Albion offense as James L. Davis to Ebling to Davis. Perry for three. Bingo! Jawan Perry has 8 tonight. And the Britons pulling away from Earlham 73-56 with 8.5 left in regulation. Carpenter to Sanborn. This is Barnes. Barnes into the lane. Layup blocked by Ebling. Still Elmhurst basketball. And Lige McKinney down on the baseline on the other end of the floor, wags his finger after that Caden Ebling block. However, Jalen Perry commits the foul on the baseline out of bounds. $8:19 left in regulation. Albion on top by 17. The baseline out of bounds pass to Stalling, and he gets the shot in the lane to go. He has 11 tonight, does Stalling, and Albion leads by 15 with 8 minutes left. James L. Davis, Perry, Garland travels. So from the Carthage College midseason invitational, Connor Robertson finishes second for Albion in the men's 200-yard IM. 1:53.86 was Connor's time tonight. As Carpenter loses the handle, Caden Ebling the steal. Justin McAbee back to Cortez Garland. Now into Ebling. Ebling, layup is good. And a timeout called by Earlham. 7:23 left in regulation. Albion 75, Earlham 58. Bobby Lee back with you from Kresge Gym. Caden Ebeling, a season high 22 points. The Britons lead 75-58 with 7:23 left in regulation. As Blake Bonin brings the ball across center. Sanborn, this is Barnes. Barnes dribbles to the free throw line, and the ball taken away by Ebeling. James L. Davis, the point guard for Albion. Juwan Perry, he'll put the ball on the deck. Layup, good, and the foul! Juwan Perry, 10 points tonight, and the Britons have a chance to go up by 20 with 7 minutes left in regulation. The free throw is good. Juwan Perry, a season high 11 points tonight. His previous season high was 9. Bonin down to Hubbard. Hubbard working against Ebeling. The kick out to White. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound cleared by Perry. And White gets the steal and the layup. A.J. White, his first basket tonight for Earlham. 78-60, Albion with 6:19 left in regulation. Ebeling spinning. The shot, good. Caden with 24 tonight. 6 minutes left in regulation. A.J. White in the lane. And he gets the off-balance shot to go. A.J. White heating up. He has 4 tonight for the Quakers. Garland had the screen from Ebeling. Maccabee looking for Ebeling. Ebeling, the layup. He has 26. A.J. White, baseline drive. This is Bonin to Barnes. Barnes from 18 feet, blocked by Davis. Ebeling, the rebound. Everything going Albion's way in the second half. And Albion is going to take its time with a 20-point lead and 5 minutes left in regulation. Juwan Perry was driving the baseline but couldn't get the pass from James L. Davis. Turnover, and Earlham takes over. John Secaleros returns to the game as Jamel Barnes hears it from the Albion student section. A crowd estimated at 1,200 at Kresge Gymnasium tonight. Bonin gets the ball to Secaleros. The baseline jumper is good. Secaleros has 4 points tonight. Cortez Garland dribbling around. Ebeling measures up Hubbard. Here comes Caden. Hook shot, good. Caden Ebeling with 28. And an offensive foul. Charge to Connor Hubbard, so he has disqualified on fouls tonight. Albion goes to the bench. Quinton Armstrong replacing Justin Maccabee. For Caden Ebeling, his career high is 31. He set that last December, against Bluffton University. 4:15 left in regulation. Josh Pallow double teamed in front of the Albion bench, and he's fouled by Blake Bonin. That's Bonin's third. Josh Pallow will go to the line. And Pallow misses the first. Pallow makes the second. The shot by Barnes, no good. Here comes Josh Pallow across center. Pallow still dribbling. Juwan Perry, Quinton Armstrong. Armstrong to Garland. Garland to Ebeling with 7 on the shot clock. Ebeling, layup, good! Caden with 30 tonight. The Britons lead by 23. And Juwan Perry thought he had the steal against Sacaleros. Perry picks up his second. 3:17 left in regulation. Caden Ebeling 1 point shy of matching his career high. Bonin dribbling. A.J. White back to Bonin. Bonin into the lane. And the shot by El Dasugi is good. And a timeout by Elmhurst with 2:54 left in regulation. It's Albion 87, Elmhurst 66. Bobby Lee back with you from Kresge Gymnasium, the closing moments as Earlham pressing. This is Josh Pallow to Ebeling, baseline. Ebeling spinning, layup no good, but he is fouled by Sacaleros, and Sacaleros is disqualified on fouls tonight. So Caden Ebeling has a chance to set his career scoring high at the line. Ebeling's first free throw. No good. It bounces in and out. Ebeling's second is good. And it looks like Caden's night is done as Devin Holmes comes in, and listen to that round of applause for Caden Ebeling. He matches his career high. The layup by A.J. White is good, and he was fouled by Devin Holmes. As Frank Felix checks back into the game. The closing minutes from Kresge Gymnasium as Albion polishing off a victory going away in the second half. Quinton Armstrong, kick out to Palo for three. Bingo! Josh Palo with 10 tonight. And the Britons up 91-69. It's been all Albion in the second half. The three-point shot by Zolman, no good. Quinton Armstrong, the rebound, and he is fouled by Anthony Phillips. The Albion crowd comes to its feet, roaring its appreciation for the Britons tonight. Riley Eading wins the women's 50 freestyle for the swim and dive team tonight. Armstrong's first free throw is good. So a bunch of new faces in the game. Alex Warman, Jalen Ross, Mark Toko all check in. Frank Felix and Quinton Armstrong also on the floor for Albion. For Elmhurst, you have Kristen Camarillo on the floor. Armstrong makes his second. So Ken Thomas will see some action tonight in the last 90 seconds in regulation. I'm going to leave for the night to start with the post-game interviews. So thank you for listening tonight. We'll see you again later this season.